Hey everyone, I'm Dan Toombs. I'm a solution architect here at Atlassian, and I am also the ACE Solent community leader. I am joined by the wonderful Nigel Budd from FE Codes, lifelong friend and also a community member. But Nigel, could you introduce yourself a little bit?
Hi all, as Dan introduced, I work for FE Code. I run the Agile practice for FE Code UK.
Awesome. So we're here today at the
Team24?
Yeah, we're here at Team24, not an event. Team24 Europe here in Barcelona. So it's the second day, it's the middle day, but it's kind of the first real big day.
Yeah.
We had the keynote this morning, and Nigel, I wondered whether or not you could help me kind of give off all the information, what we've learned, what's new, what's coming up.
Yeah,
awesome.
So the last time we did this vlog was Vegas, if you remember.
Yes.
There was some new announcements there. There was Rovo, there was quite a few massive product announcements.
Yeah.
We didn't get those today, but what we did get, in my opinion, was a lot of Atlassian finishing stuff. So Rovo, which only a few months ago, last time we spoke, was announced as early access, is now generally available, which is amazing.
It is.
I've never known Atlassian bring a product to market that
in
quickly.
6 months. From announcement beta to release. Yeah, it's very, very quick.
It's amazing. We had Guard Premium going general available. We had product discovery premium going
Compass
to
premium.
there's a whole lot of Atlassian going. We finished it. It's out there. It's done.
Yeah, walk away.
Start making use of it. And I think that's brilliant. And actually, from exciting news, although it's not a massive like headline item, I think it's really exciting for me because actually they brought all these products to market. You can start making use of them now. There's none of this applying for early access or anything. It's
it was definitely something that caught my eye. Again, Loom is fairly new acquisition for them, but they have even shown how now we can do direct Loom recordings from within Confluence. I'm a big Loom user.
Yeah,
I love Loom, but it's certainly really, really cool. And
there was a lot of AI as we kind of predicted that, but there wasn't just Rover going generally available. It was a lot of these are the innovations that we've got. There was the code. What was it? The code.
Yes, there was the auto. There was like the auto coder and the auto reviewer.
The reviewer,
so you could really cool.
Create a Jira ticket, and then it would generate the code for you. You'd inspect it, you'd adjust it, you'd then check it in, and it'd do a pull request. Just control that whole end-to-end workflow, and then the AI would review it for you afterwards.
Yeah,
brilliant.
And they even showed that because obviously it can, I guess, be perceived quite bad as actually AI. Is it going to check? Is it going to check the bugs? Is it actually going to catch things? Their reviewer seemed quite in depth.
It did, yeah.
So
I was one of those ones to try. Atlassian have been running it internally. They claim for quite a while. Yeah. It's in early access, by the way, even though Rovo's generally available. The bot or the AI agent is early. But it feels like Atlassian are using their own tools heavily internally.
Proper dog fooding.
Absolutely. And I think that might actually be why they're bringing these products to market faster, because they are more efficient and effective.
Yeah,
good.
Anu said her own favorite one was actually the customer, the 360 or something, wasn't it?
I love that.
I thought that was a brilliant way of showing actually how Rovo is more than just a search engine and a bunch of automation, because it was actually like, let's collate all this information into something useful, then create a confidence page so that someone can genuinely digest as much as they can.
Yeah,
no, I love that.
Sorry about the background noise.
I know.
Just closing here at things. That's why about
Typical.
And I love that as well. Also because it wasn't a developer-focused discussion.
Exactly.
It was
showing
your
business
manager, absolutely, or someone who's got a relationship with a customer could just pull in a lot of information very quickly. Go, what's the state of this customer? What are we doing with them? What's outstanding?
Amazing stuff.
And you can see immediately how that would save hours.
Yes,
that hunting around for information, and I think that's a theme.
Yeah, it has. No, it has been an absolute theme. It's really kind of breaking down the barrier to entry. And slightly talking, I'm going to pivot slightly. Okay, but we notice in there actually it's not just the ones that Atlassian or marketplace partners like myself are releasing. They also showed how even business people can create their own agents. So what do you think about the no code?
Actually love that. So there was an example on the keynote. If you watch it, you'll find out. But they just talked through how just using natural language they created an agent.
Yes,
and that was just outstanding. Really, it felt like maybe quite a simple one, but the fact that it only took them a few minutes is incredibly powerful.
From an example perspective, it was certainly an easy one to grasp. This idea of actually, do you know what? We need brand guidelines. No one ever produces anything. It's not in brand guidelines, so
No one ever reads them.
And exactly, because they're usually full of just color codes and font uses and everything else, and it's not worth it. When actually now what we can do is create a bot. I need a bot that does this, bang. And I thought that was a really good example, because actually not everything needs to be a fully forged app. It doesn't need to do that. It just needs to be plain simple, do the job and walk away.
Yeah.
And I really, really liked that.
But Atlassian brought out quite a few options for these Rovo agents. There was the no code, there was the low code, and then there was the codes. And there was 3 very powerful options, depending on, I guess, the complexity that you need. And we already know that some app vendors, I'm sure,
we have.
Have some of these coming. And there's quite a few, obviously, other app vendors in the marketplace. Also,
when we noticed, Canva alluded to one.
That's right.
And what else? Script Runner, I think, had one. I saw an Adaptus logo on there somewhere. So it's really nice to see so many more agents coming to this market, especially considering, like you said, it's only about 6 months old.
So there's a lot of movement, and a lot of people seeing the benefit. There was a few case studies that Atlassian referenced as well in the talk. Of organizations, quite large ones. Early access users just making really good use and getting benefits from this very, very quickly. In fact, I spoke to a colleague earlier. We've had quite a few chats with our customers and things today.
I imagine.
And there were some people who one said he switched it on this afternoon after hearing from me. Wow. And already his marketing department were finding bits of information they couldn't find quickly. And they were going, we're keeping this, by the way.
You talk about how quick time to productivity, and I don't know what it was.
It was within hours. And I just love that chat.
That is really, really great. Okay, awesome. Well, we heard also something fairly new from Atlassian as well today, which was Atlassian Focus.
We did. So Atlassian are regenerating their enterprise portfolio management or strategic planning part of their products. It's been a little bit quiet recently, I think, in that space. They've concentrated on the AI, but they're putting a renewed focus to that. So there was Focus, which is a new product for actually a very flexible way of aligning your business goals to your work, but in a flexible hierarchy. And the key is in the name, that different people get different perspectives of what today's focus should be and what their team focus. So are the projects I'm running late? Are they on track? Things like that. How does the work I do allude to or contribute towards the company's goals? Very nice.
Yes, it did. Do you know what it almost reminds me of? Atlas.
Little bit.
It seems like they've extended Atlas and kind of repositioned it away from a project management to a actual strategic alignment tool.
Definitely. So it uses goals and the project updates from the Atlas product that was. So it's brought those in, which might be how it's come to market so quickly, maybe, but it has brought some more flexibility. And we know from working with some of our Jira Line customers that the hierarchy, the strategy room was quite rigid. So this now breaks that down. It gives it a bit of flexibility. So our prediction internally, just because we had some chats with our line experts, is that perhaps the structure room, the strategic room is going to be sort of downgraded and maybe switched off, and maybe all the focus area moved in to manage that work.
Well, that makes a little bit of sense, because they also announced that if you buy Jira Line, you get Focus for free.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely going hand in hand. I know that they also spoke about how we're going to see more connectors to things like Confluence. Again, bring in a platform. They spoke very heavily actually on platform today, and it being an entire experience, not a product. So what do you think about this whole system of work aspect that Atlassian seems to be moving more and more towards?
I'm loving it, because the language has improved. It's much more enterprisey, much more business-like. Last year, Atlassian was like a collection of tools. And you could pick this one or pick this one or pick this one or something like that. And, we love the tools. We've been involved in them for years.
I mean,
of course, there was a lack of cohesion and there was a lot of overlap. And now Atlassian are changing their language and saying that this is now a platform of tools to help you power your business, to collaborate, to break down silos between teams, to bring knowledge in from across your organization for tools that are outside Atlassian in, so you can link to it, so you can search for them, so you can get insights using big tools like Rovo. So it's a really powerful, cohesive message.
Yes.
And it sets their direction of travel of what they're trying to achieve.
Absolutely. So I'm a big advocate for automation. I think it's incredibly, there's a right and a wrong time,
Yes.
but I'm a big advocate for automating things.
Of course.
And obviously the next logical step is AI. So what are you hearing about from your customers and obviously your own experiences with Ethicode about how Atlassian Intelligence is genuinely working?
So a lot of customers, some of them are scared to turn it on, but once they do, they start getting benefit from straight away. You know, that we've had a few examples again in the keynote of those little buttons with the stars. When you press them, they go, how do you want to help? Do you want to generate some text? Do you want to change the language or make it a serious business, or do you want to make it a bit lighter? I think those ones are very easy for people to start using straight away and get some instant benefits from.
Yeah.
Some more examples were shown today of things like, you know, writing some like subtasks from the Jira description or things like that. I think those are great, and especially as they're so out of the box and so easy to use.
Yeah,
they're very accessible and they're very inside the tools and very context driven. So you know, if you're on a conference page, you can click it. If you highlight some text, you can click it. I love that about it.
Yeah.
So I quite like the way that Atlassian Intelligence have been introduced.
Yes.
Really deep inside the tools and some precise integrations.
The teamwork graph that they mentioned is a really interesting way of perceiving, actually. And I haven't heard many companies try and break it down in the way that Atlassian so far have in that kind of style.
I agree.
I'm very impressed with what they've achieved with Intelligence, and since releasing it, 18 months ago?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we've gone through announcing in Vegas 23 to early access in October.
Yep.
We've gone through the first round, which was JQL, SQL for analytics.
Yes.
And then we went into automation. Now we've got conference live editing with it. We've got Rovo, which is obviously the next step. They've done a lot.
Loom as well, as you mentioned. That's hugely AI powered.
Yes,
That's amazing tool.
I love the fact that just from Loom, you've got remove filler words, you've got remove silences, easy video editing by just changing the transcript. It just removes it.
This is, for me, is about artificial intelligence at its best. It's kind of there as a kind of low-key assistant that's just automating some very tasks for you that are common, that are just boring, like you say, removing ums from the paragraph. Such a dull task. Press a button, they'd all disappear. Are you happy with this? Yeah, accept.
Exactly.
Job done. I love that.
Yeah, I think we are certainly seeing from Atlassian that the intelligence engine that they have built is not for developers. It's for everyone.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? They've got a lot geared to business teams.
Absolutely, and I think that's another message that comes across very strong from the system of work. Is it is a system of work for your organization? Development might be part of it, but there's marketing, there's HR, there's just everything.
Yes, absolutely.
And of course, with focus, the leadership as well, so that it's a tool for the whole organization to work on, to collaborate together to achieve the goals of the business.
Amazing.
You're right; it's not just for developers anymore.
No,
that's an exciting change.
It is.
Yeah,
I feel very. I said this 6 months ago. I felt like I know nothing again, but it's nice. It's comfortable. It's the uncomfortable comfortability of actually I've got to keep learning. Because they are changing the game.
Yes,
with how they want to run.
Working into new markets, new opportunities, and for businesses, being on a single tool where everyone can collaborate together easily. That's a dream, isn't it?
Yes. My final question before we kind of move on then is of course the one big problem, as you said, some of your customers are scared to turn it on, and that's because of the perceived perception around security. So we also saw that they've, Guard Premium was announced. We saw that they're trying to go with things more like FedRAMP, IRAP. They're also looking at DORA to try and get ahead.
Fantastic.
Great. It's the first mention we've heard of DORA.
First mention from
that was very good. It was short and sweet. I'll give you that. But it was on their list. So how do you kind of try and not re-educate, but how do you educate your customers on the security practices within Atlassian?
Right from the start, when the first time we kind of talk to them, they might come to us and say, we're on data center, we're thinking about cloud. Probably one of the first discussions I'll kick off is about info security. And the need for them to evaluate the cloud platform, to look at the trust website, and to involve their information security teams right from the very beginning, because it's important to get that right. In fact, the number one case I've ever found for people coming back from cloud is because they've gone too fast, or they've avoided their infosec teams, and caused some upsets. Whenever everyone else gets the cloud, they stay there because they're happy with it. So yeah, it's about getting involved early. There is a huge focus from Atlassian on information security, especially with the AI as well. There's a lot of reinforcement of that, the security models at an enterprise level that are being protected and respected. When you search for information, you're not suddenly finding out information.
New strategic decisions.
Yeah, or information you shouldn't be able to find out. You won't get that in your search results.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a lot of information Atlassian have. Talk to your solution partners as well. Talk early. We can help with the Atlassian. Talk to your app finders as well, because that's important to understand how they store, protect, use information. So yeah, it's getting there early, getting their start, but it is a continual process. So as Atlassian add more features, you have to kind of sometimes revisit this as well, which is why things like the AI is an option to turn on and off. You have to be confident and safely secure before enabling it and making use of it. But yes. Unless you put a lot of effort into this, your data is safe, it is secure. You just need to be aware that it's right for your business.
Yeah, amazing. All right. So that was all from the keynote, by the way. That's literally everything from the keynote.
There was quite a lot, even though it was nothing outstanding. There was still a lot.
As you said to me today, it was a perfect summing up of this year. Everything. They were dotting the I's, they were crossing the T's, they were rounding every aspect, and it felt like everything was really coming together. Rather than just going, here's what's new, it actually felt like they were creating a fully fledged solution. So that was really, really good. What have you enjoyed about Barcelona so far?
As always, chatting to customers about their needs, about the exciting news. My job here is to talk to my customers, and that's the bit I really did get out of this. It's great fun.
Awesome.
And how here they're getting on, and how they're making use of the tools, or even just the excitement they've got about this system of work opportunity.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. Right, well, we've still got one more day. So is there anything that you're particularly looking forward to from tomorrow?
I think tomorrow's going to be quiet because we've got Bash tonight. So there might be a couple of drinks.
Sore heads. So I think some sore heads.
So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow I'm looking forward to getting around to a few of the app vendor partners. You can see behind there's all of the vendor partners and things like that. I'm hoping to sort of go and visit a few of those. And again, more customers.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for the time again. I really appreciate it. All right. Thank you very much.